my YouTube channel Programming with DP1. Hope you all are doing good. Today we are discussing the problem from the Lead Code Weekly Contest 335, and we are discussing the third problem from this contest, that is split the array to make co-prime products. So here in this problem we are given a zero index integer array nums of length n, and we need to split the array in two halves, and we need to calculate the product of the first half and the second half, and need to take both of its GCD, and if the GCD is equivalent to 1, then we need to return from where we have partitioned the array, index of that partition. So we need to solve this problem, we need to use some of the important algorithms and concepts. So now let's see the example. So here in this example we are given the nums array as 4 7 8 15 3 5 are the elements, and we need to uh, calculate, or we can say return the index from which from there we can make the partition and make the GCD of both the left and the right parts of subparts equal to 1. So here we can see that when we make the partition at index 2, we get the left product as 224 and the right product as 225. Both of its GCD are 1. So here you can see that the product in the left is, and the product in the right, their GCDs are 1. How their GCDs are 1? So here means both of them are having the unique prime numbers. So whenever they are having the unique prime numbers, at that time only GCD is 1 is possible. If there are co-prime numbers, the GCD is not possible. So let's see this example with the help of the proper explanation. So here we can see that when there are 5 splits that are possible in this array. So here in the question they have mentioned that we can split from at almost n till the n minus 2 index, because if we reach at the end we can't split it into two subparts, so we can split till n minus 2 index only. So here the first split we have made on the first second index. So here 4 is in the left part and the remaining elements are in the second part. So when we calculate it, when we multiply it, so we get 12600, in the left part we get 4. But when we do the GCD of this, we get 4, not 1. Because here from this example I will tell you that what intuition that must come to your mind by seeing this example. The basic intuition that must first come to your mind is that to make the GCD of both the subparts equal to 1, we require the unique prime numbers. Means in the left part, whatever the prime numbers are there, suppose if we break 4 into 2 parts, we get 2 and 2. But when we break 12600 in 2 parts, there are multiple 2's are present. So here, according to the rule, when in the left part we are having two 2's, and means we are having the prime 2 as a prime number 2 times. So there can't be it can't be possible to make the GCD of both the numbers 2, both the numbers 1. So to make the GCD of both the numbers 1, we required the unique prime numbers in both the subparts. At that time only we get the GCD as 1. So this is the intuition behind this problem. So the brute force approach that you can apply here is that at every index you will calculate the two subparts and you multiply it, the left part and the right part, and you take GCD and check whether it is equal to 1 or not. If it is equal, then return that index. But this will not work here, because as you know that when you multiply, suppose in this case we can see that when we multiply 7 8 15 3 5, we get the product as 12600, which in this small array we are getting this product. So if the array is too large, then multiplication, when we multiply the numbers, it will not comes under the integer value, so it will give int overflow. Even here long will not work, because the array length might be in the constant they have given that it is from 10 to the power 4 and 10 to the power 6, so it is up to 10 to the power 10, so it will not work. So here we need to apply the concept of sieve of Eratosthenes. So here what you can do, they have given the range of the numbers from 1 to 10 to the power 6. So what you can do in the prime number array, as we do in sieve algorithm, that we created the prime vector, and in that prime vector we store all the prime numbers in the given range. So from 1 to 10 to the power 6, we will store all the prime numbers. So then we will apply the technique that we are that need to solve this problem. So here what you can do, you can maintain, or we can say create a map. What you can do is that for every subpart, first you for the first number you will check that whether that number is prime or not. If it itself it is prime, then simply increment that number into the prime, we can say map. You will check the in the sieve function that whether that particular value is true or false. Particularly, sieve of Eratosthenes is used to calculate the prime number. So you can easily use this function. So what you can do, for as I have mentioned that for the 4, you can check that whether in the prime vector the value is true or false. As our vector is boolean, we are storing that whether the number is prime or not. So if 4 is prime, so we will increment the count it in map. Suppose here the 4 is not prime. It consists of, it is a multiple of 2 and 2. So here it will go inside the else part and it will check, it will break that number into its factors and store that factors into the map. Now, as we are breaking the numbers, you are getting that why we are breaking the numbers, because rather than calculating the whole product of that subpart, we are incrementing the prime numbers. As in the starting, I have mentioned that in 2 to 3 times I have mentioned that to make the product, or we can say two numbers GCD equal to 1, we require the unique prime numbers for that. The factors of that particular number, it should be a unique prime number. Means suppose if 4 is there, we are breaking it into factors of 2, so 2 and 2. So we are incrementing the factors of 2 as 2, it will become 2. Similarly, we will we will do for 7 and whole array elements. So this is for the prefix part. So we need to calculate the suffix product as well. So what we can do, we can rather than calculating it again, we create one suffix product array, and we will apply the same concept here, that first we will check that whether that number is prime or not. If that number is prime, we increment its count into the suffix product map, and in the earlier map we will decrement that value, because there might be a chance that this if that number comes in that previous subpart as well, because if the numbers count becomes two times in the one part and the subpart, it will not work. It will give us the co-prime number, it will give us the composite number, which will not give us the GCDI equal to 1. So as we require prime numbers in both which are having frequency 1, so what we can do, in the similar manner we will decrement, if the number comes first time we will increment its count, and decrement if it comes multiple times we will decrement it from the map 1, that is our prefix product map. Similarly, we do this, and at last, what we do is that in the subpart, in the map of the, in the second map, we will traverse and check that whether that particular value comes in the map 1 or not. If that value comes in the map, means that that number, that particular number, or we can say its factors, its prime factors, has already come in the part 1, means both number, after multiplying it, it will give us the composite number, and this will not give us GCD equal to 1. So we simply return -1 in that case. But suppose if all the values, or we can say partition is a valid partition, we will simply return that particular index. So here we have discussed the intuition. I will suggest you to implement this problem by your own. I will not show you the code, because this problem is not very difficult in understanding as well, because in the problem they have simply made the statement that we need to divide the array in two subparts, and we need to calculate the GCD of both product of both the subparts, and if that GCD is equal to 1, means that is the valid partition index, so we will return that index. So here I will recall all the points that I have mentioned. First of all, what you need to do, you need to use the concept of sieve of Eratosthenes, in which what you do, you will create a prime vector, Boolean prime vector, where in the range that they have given, that is 1 to 10 to the power 6, you will calculate all the prime numbers and make its value as 2. If it is for 0, for we can say 2, it is a prime number, the value is true, means that particular number is prime, because we require this in our further implementation. So after doing this, what you need to do, you need to create a frequency map, or we can say frequency vector, for the prefix product and the suffix product. You will, for the particular value, suppose 4 or 7 or 8, you will check that whether that particular value is prime. If it is prime, simply increment its value. If it is not prime, calculate its factor, and then for each factor, store its frequency in map. And similarly, create a suffix product frequency array. In that, what you need to do, you need to check that whether that number is prime or not. If it is prime, increment it in suffix product. If after incrementing it in suffix product, decrement its value from the prefix product if it is already occurred. And if its frequency becomes 0 in the prefix product, remove it from the prefix product. Means what we are doing, we are simply storing all the unique prime numbers in our both the maps. Means we are going for we can say calculating the possible value which gives us the GCD as 1. So after doing all this thing, we will make the traverse in one of the map and check that in the previous, in other second map, whether that value is already present or not. If it is already present, means both the duplicate values are present. It will not give a GCD1. We simply return -1. Otherwise, we will return the index wherever we get the answer. So this is the overall implementation and the hints that I have given to solve this problem. If you are still facing this problem, then comment down below. I will share its implementation as well, and I will share the CPU algorithm site and the JFG site where this sieve of Eratosthenes is given. It is a quite easy algorithm, but you must know this because this is widely used in competitive programming and calculating the prime numbers. So you must know this. I will create one video on this as well, so that all the beginners as well get the proper idea regarding it. So rather than multiplying both the subparts and storing it in long, do not do this, because this will give long overflow as well. Simply use the concept of sieve algorithm and implement this problem. That's it. So if you watch this video till this point and you got the approach behind this problem, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and stay connected for more such code step, lead code, code forces, contest analysis. Thank you. Happy coding.